Good. Give him some instructions. He needs to come forward a little bit. So tell him what to do with his front feet, and then tell him what to do with his nose, then his shoulder. There you go. Tell him what to do with his feet. There you go. Just go all the way through. Point all the way through. Yeah, that's good. He was supposed to go all the way through the whole. That's okay. It's all right, buddy. Good. Yep. Good. Good. Yay.
I just screwed up once. I think you're wrong.
Okay. So, what?
Okay.
Well, no, I'm trying to think of how to make it a tiny bit harder and maybe even make it a bigger puzzle. So, we're going to do that exact thing again, but after he comes out and around this one, you're going to move. After he comes like you just finished,
Oh, yeah.
you're going to move over to here and you're going to send him between those two cones and figure eight those two and then bring him through and figure eight these two. So he's going to do.
So he's going to figure eight this way
And then, way. Yep. You'll get it. Good boy.
Back. 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 Hey.
Guide that shoulder to help him. Good. So that was a case of just watching the movie, right? You kind of gave him a general idea what he was supposed to do, and then you just kind of like left him to try to do it on his own. Good. So now you have to go over between those other ones and then tell him to turn back towards me. Now he's got to come all the way back towards me.
Whoa. Back. Back. Back.
Yep, not too far back because he's got to come forward a little bit now. He's got to like do a swing. So he's got to be in motion. So he's going to be kind of forward and then towards me. Yep, yep.
I got to put him through those two, right?
Yep. So you got to give his head enough, his nose enough information that he's got to turn back towards me. Yep, yep, yep. Good boy, good boy. It's okay.
Back through.
Yep. Imagine that's just a really tight gate you're trying to send him through. Good boy. Guide his nose and his shoulder a little bit. He's a good boy. You're silly.
And where do I go?
Now you're going to back up and he's going to do those two.
Around or through?
He's got to, he'll come out and around, through, out and around, through. Yep, Polos, yep. Tell his nose to come all the way back to me. So you gotta make sure you give him enough room to do that too. Like as far as line, he's got to have enough line to, because you reel him in for this turn, and then you got to make sure you give him like you're sending him to me. Here comes Georgia. He's like, but she's here now. Don't know what I'm supposed to do. Good boy. Yep.
I gotta get her out of here.
Good boy. You're silly.
Georgia. Now she's gonna just sit in front of the thing.
And then, so you'll do, the idea is I'm trying to get you to get a little flow. So I'm going to have, I'll give you a little more space. Not much, but a little bit more. Okay, so back him through, do these two, do these two, do these two, do these two. When he comes out from this one, you're going to spin his tail away. So he's already coming out and around anyway. So you're going to stop him. So his front feet land about here. And then you're going to go sideways over this one. Sideways over this. Nah, actually you're going to pivot over this one. Step to this one, pivot over this one, and sideways over this one. Can he go sideways over? No. So, this one's tall. Is that too tall for you to go over? A little bit. Yeah. All right, so we'll just do those three.
Whoa. I got further to back up. Back. 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 back, 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 back. Much swing. Back, 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 back.
Yep. Yep. A little energy on his shoulder. Ooh, a big pop. Hi, buddy. Here. Back. 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 It's okay. It's okay. Watch, 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 watch. Nope. Nope, nope. It's okay. Mm-mm. Wait, 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 wait. You're done. Yeah, that was interesting. If you hadn't knocked that over, it would have been cool. That's okay. Good boy. Good boy.
I didn't like you to mess the steps, did it? Back, back.
So I'm going to tell you why. If I had a video camera on your face right now, this is what you did. Back.
Oh.
Back. You're looking everywhere but your intention of having him back up. So that's why if you see when I back him up, he's like,
Yeah.
But when you do, he's like, he doesn't think you care because you're not really paying attention anyway. So he's got that, yeah, I'll get there when I get there kind of attitude, right? If I grab him, he's going to go, right? And that's just because my focus is actually on asking him to back up, not just looking around, because you looked over there twice. I think you looked down that way once.
Back, 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 back.
He's got to feel like it matters to you.
Back, 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 back.
And when you bring him through, make it like, yeah, make it like you're inviting him back to you. There you go. That makes more sense to him. It's a draw. And then when you stand up to redirect, then he understands that he's supposed to go somewhere else from there. There you go. Good.
All the way back around.
Yeah, he has to be on the outside of it though, in order for it to not take the rope down his body.
Outside of that.
So he can go back around that one if you want, but he has to go out it. He can't come inside of it because he can't. You know what I mean? If he goes around it and then goes out and around it, the rope will go down his body. He has to go out so the rope stays in front.
Well, so he's coming through and around.
Yeah, well, if you were to send him around that cone where he's standing right now and not backing him back through, as he goes to turn around, that rope's going to go down his body and you're going to lose control. Where if he goes out and around, the rope stays between you and him, not around his body.
Back, 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 back.
Yeah. And you can kiss to draw him towards you because it's still asking for forward. Yep. And then make sure there's enough drift in that line that he can leave. So all he's telling you is I need better information, right? He's just going to do it his way unless he thinks it's important to you that he does it your way. That's all that's happening. But you don't have to take up an aggression energy. You just have to be more clear of what's important to you. If he doesn't think it's important to you, he's not going to care either. Yeah. So what happened there is you tried to guide too much with your line, and that's why you ended up pulling, suggested he go on top of that cone. That was his doing.
Spin around. Nope. 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 Back. Back. Back.
There you go. Shoulders. See how the shoulder's coming around? You want to stop. So even though his head was turned, you're all right, you're all right. Even though his head was turned, his shoulder was doing this. So that's when you want to put your energy on the shoulder to block the shoulder from still doing that. Because then you could have redirected his shoulder. So whatever part of him's not making the turn, you want to redirect.
I'm losing myself, but I'm forgetting what we're doing.
Got too many projects on your head. That's right. I should start counting them. My mom. I went through a Valley Girl stage when I was a kid, and my mom hated the word like, and I use like mom, like and like, so she decided that she'd punch me gently, but punch me every time I said the word like, and it worked. So actually, I went through a da-da-da stage too, and the person that I was with during that time, I told him to punch me, and he did. Not mean, and broke me of it that way. So I'm gonna start punching you every time you say, come on, come on. Yep, yep. Now make sure he believes he's being drawn in. And make sure he has plenty of line to make this decision to go all the way through there. Tell his nose, tell his feet, tell his shoulder. And make sure he's got plenty of line to do it so he doesn't get caught up by that rope. As soon as he feels that tug on that snap, he makes a decision to come back. Yep, yep. See how you have a little bit of a, that's your fault. It wasn't his fault. Every time that he feels the slightest, he's a very sensitive horse. So every time he feels the slightest movement on that, he follows that very well. But unfortunately, it's working to your disadvantage. Good boy. Good boy, yep. Tell him what to do. You're just looking at him.
I've lost, I don't know what I'm doing. So you gotta come around this one. Come through and come around.
Then you need to be on this side.
Yeah. What the hell did I just do?
I don't know. It's funny how easy it is to get lost in a puzzle, right? I do that all the time, but I'm not going to admit it.
We're going to try this again, buddy. Oh. Back. 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 Back.
So make sure you don't have any tension on that line at all. It gives him room to do what he's got to do with his nose. Tell him what to do with his feet. Yep. Almost too soon, but you got it. Make sure you have no hang on that line at all. Tell him what to do with his feet.
I think my hands are stickier than yours. No, I mean,
you should wash them.
Like I'm doing this and the line's not going with it.
Yeah, I have to see what I do to help that.
You. I don't understand. I put it here. I put it on my tips. And
I think I do it mostly on my tips. I think I do. I think.
And the rope just stays there and it pulls my arm. I got sticky fingers.
They make soap.
Back. Back. Back.
Yeah, don't get your foot caught in there, bud. Don't get your foot caught in there. No, don't.
Back. 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 Back.
Shoulder, definitely shoulder. Otherwise, he's gonna come right on top of that cone. Good. Good. There you go. There you go. That was a nice drift. Straight through. Shoulder. Tell him what to do. Good. Yep. Yep. Shoulder. Cause his shoulder to go in. Yep. Yep. And now allow a little drift so he's allowed. Yep. There you go. Yep. And then do these two first and go backwards because he's ending up here instead of No, you could stay there. We'll just do these. We'll just go backward that way instead. Because if somehow he ended up, instead of ending up on this side, he ended up on that side. Or you can do him around this one more time and then move, whatever you want. Or send him just through. Yep. Yep, and then you come over here. Yeah. And then you send him back through those two. So now it's a little tighter. Yep. So you gotta be more clear. Yep, there you go. It's okay. Goofball. I remember there was a time I wouldn't have dared walk behind you, huh? You didn't like me very much in the beginning. Good, now back out so he can come down to these two. So he's gonna go out and around the one closest to me. Yep. Yep, right there. Yep. And then through. You can go through. Yep. 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 And then he's got to go around that one more time because he's going to come in and stop on. Yep. Good. Good. And then let him come around. Then you're going to get by that tall cone. He's going to stop. And then you're going to go sideways. Put energy only on his ribs. And it's not an out and around energy. It's a pushing down the side of him energy. Okay, now get in front of him and send him down to that other one. Sideways still, so shoulder, ribs. Good. Back him up a little bit. Good. Now just the hind end around. Yep, stop the front feet. Nope. It's okay. Whoa. Okay. Good boy, it's okay. Okay, so we'll try to do the L of sideways. So you don't have to do any more figure eights. Let's see, that's like number 5. Maybe it was number 6. Step up. Yeah, there you go. You told him what to do with his front feet. Yeah. Got back up a little bit. There you go. Tell his shoulder what to do. Tell his rib cage what to do. Tell his tail what to do. There you go. Rib cage, tail. There you go. Yep. There's no timer. Yep. Shoulder, stop the shoulder, just the tail, back him up, back him up, back him up, back him up. Good. Back him up. Tail only. Tail only. Watch, don't pull him forward, don't pull him forward. Just leave him there, leave his front feet where they are, and just tell his tail to move. You can wiggle to control the front feet. So if he goes to move his front feet, wiggle the rope instead of pull on him. Yep. Yep. Give him the impression it's important to you that his tail moves. There you go. Tell his shoulder back over there. Yep. Tail, tail. It's okay. this one he's supposed to pivot around too. So just his tail, keep his front feet to it,
Back.
and then just his tail.
One step. Back. Back.
Good. Yep, wiggle to stop his front feet from doing anything. If they go to go, stop his front feet, stop his front feet.
Yep. Too late. Back. 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 Back.
Do you realize that you pulled that right out of your own quiver?
What's that?
Your arrow to say, hey, you need to move your tail this way. You did it all on your own. I didn't have to tell you to do it. You knew what to do. Yep. So see if you can do it from straight in front of him instead of jumping out to the side. See if you can just walk with him like you're in a mirror together. There you go. There you go. Yep, yep, yep. Instead of jumping out to the side.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
So this one, you want to do like you're in a mirror. So you want to actually, you're going to be slightly off this side of him. So you're going to be slightly on this side of him with a pushing feeling, but you're going to be doing it like you're in a mirror. So it's not going to involve as much of telling his shoulder and then jumping out here and telling his tail what to do. You're going to try to put all your energy down his body, and whatever's falling behind is where you're going to put more focus.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to move his front feet, try to read that lean. Because like when he went to move that time, he had so much lean that if you had just said no, he would have rocked back. But then once he had that much lean, he had no choice but to take the step. But if you had interrupted the thought and corrected the lean, you would have been able to get him to not take that step forward.
Back. 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 Okay.
7.
Whoa. That's that one. Whoa.
There you go. Good.
Back. Back. Back.
So get his front feet to it. Actually, I want you to go sideways one more full step. So whole body sideways one more full step. So shoulder, ribs, tail, kind of in a flow of pushing him over. Yep. Yep.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so let me show you what that sideways looks like. Okay, so I'm going to tell his tail to go around. Tell his shoulder to move. Tell his tail to go around. Then I'm going to tell him to back up a step. Then I'm going to tell his shoulder what to do. So this is all just me telling him what to do by just wanting him to do it as opposed to trying to. So now I'm looking at his rib cage. Good. So I'm going to just focus on his rib cage, and I'm going to move with him when he goes so I don't get out of position. So I'm going to, wrong idea. It's okay. So I'm going to go with him so I don't get out of position. Well, you're crashing. Good. Good. You didn't have to crash and burn, but thank you. Okay. You're silly. Okay. So put his shoulder over here. Tell him what to do with his feet. Tell him what to do with his tail. Tell him to back up. Tell his shoulder what to do. Tell his rib cage what to do. Tell his tail what to do. And then just follow his ribs. So I'm looking at, there's a white spot on his ribs, and that's what I'm staring at. And that's what I'm asking him to push away from me. Good. Okay. So there's a white spot on his ribs. That's what I stare at. And I'm telling that to move. And I stay a lot more center of him. I stay slightly off this nostril, but I don't stay way over here. Because once you get way over here, it turns into more of a chaotic push that he doesn't really know what he's being asked to do. If you stay straight on him and you put your eyes, I barely could see it, you put your eyes on that white spot and you tell that white spot, like, hey, I need that to move. Good. Now it's just tail. So now you would look back where there's like a handprint on his butt. That's where you would look, or that, no, that's a little too far back. The other thing's a little too far back, but good. Now just tail. Good. 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 Don't get louder. Don't get louder all of a sudden. Back, 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 back. That's okay. So what happens is as it starts to go well, you get louder almost in excitement. And then that just makes it harder for him. So all of a sudden your rope started swinging louder. Good boy. Eight. That counts too, you know.
Back, slow, back.
Good.
Back.
So stay slightly off and try to stay in front of him as much as you can and go together. Don't jump out off to the side. Yep, tell his nose, his shoulder, and that white spot. Yep, try not to jump all the way out there. Try to stay in front of him. It helps him so he can see what you're telling him to do. Yep, try to stay in front of him now. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. You're gonna. Oh, yep. It's okay. He got a little faded out. That's okay though. He had the right idea. But stay in front of him. Stay in front of him. There you go. Good. There you go. The more you stay in front of him, the more it makes sense to him. Around tail, tail, tail. Yep. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. All right. I'll give you 10 more minutes or somewhere in there if you want
You
to.
have to go all the way to.
I do.
Well, don't be late for everything.
Well, try to get him to pivot around that one. He's just going to pivot around that one. So you're going to take his front feet to it and then get his hind end to go around it. So his front feet stay on one side, and then you're going to have his whole body go around that one. Yep. And then just his tail goes over it. His belly, but his front feet stay on this side. Yep. Yep. There you go. There you go. Just his tail. Good boy. That's okay. It was better than it was being. So, an improvement before I left. Good boy. So good